So, is it that time in your life yet? Do you feel like your family is complete and you and your spouse want to not worry about changing that? Well, the decision can be difficult, but the recovery doesn't have to be. After your vasectomy, you gotta get testes. Doctors usually recommend a jockstrap and ice for your boys to help with comfort. Well, testes is the best of both worlds. This is for the man who is out on the go and needs to get things done. You get the ice packs from the freezer, strap up, and saddle up. The packs give you at least 20 minutes of comfort, even if you're just sitting around watching the game. And most important, guys, no wet spots. Put on the jockstrap under your briefs and go about your day. They come in 3 sizes, medium, large, and extra large to get your right fit. Now head on over to teases.com. That's TEST-EEZE.com. TEST-EEZE.com. Your wife is going to thank you for the snip, and your testes are going to be thanking me. Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Patreon, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever, guys. While you're there, go and rate, review, subscribe, then head on over to the Facebook group and Twitter account and join the discussion. Don't forget dayspringdiscussion@gmail.com in case you have a more lengthy topic or something you want to talk about. And you can find me personally, Slim Dayspring12 on Twitter and Instagram. Well, hello everyone. Hope you all are enjoying your weekend. It is a late Sunday afternoon here in Austin, Texas. Pretty sunny, although I will say earlier I took my daughter down to Six Flags in San Antonio. It's about an hour drive. We have season passes. We like to go especially to the water park, me and her. We always go. My wife, not too much. She's not a big water person. Me and my daughter are, so we go to the water park. And it rained several times on us while we were there. So much so that we were there for a couple of hours and there was a lightning scare. So they kicked everyone out of the water. Didn't let anybody else come back for a while. And we're sitting there, and finally my daughter, of course, who's 8 years old and doesn't have much patience, is like, let's just go home. So we came home a little earlier than expected. But while we were there, we did have a good time, of course. So that's kind of what we've been doing today. So far, a pretty good weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying the weekend. And thank you for spending your time with me, what little of it we all have. So for those of you who do not know how this goes, guys, throughout the week, I and everyone else get to post stories on the Facebook group and Twitter account in the realms of sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, movies, TV, whatever you want to post up there, as long as it's within reason, post it up on the social media accounts. Then what I do here once a week is run through my top 3 or so favorite stories, or ones that I feel like are probably the highlights, maybe share a little more in-depth conversation or in-depth discussion about them. And then of course you guys fire back some more. It goes back and forth. We call it a discussion, and that's why it's Dayspring Discussions, guys. Okay, but before I get to the topics, I always like to start off with a little thing I like to call what's got my attention. Now, is there something I'm reading or something I'm watching that, has got my attention, hence the name. And as I said last week, I was about to start the final season 4 of Black Lightning. It was on Netflix. I was going to watch it. I'm almost done with it. I've got 2 episodes to go. There's 13 episodes this season. I'm getting through them as best as I can, of course, with my busy schedule. I got 2 episodes to go. Like I said, it's a CW show. It's got its ups and downs. Sometimes the drama or the soap opera drama of it is a little too much, I believe. But I was right. I knew that they had switched out the youngest girl, Jennifer, about halfway through the season, and they did indeed do that. Of course, they had made some story plot about how they did it, which seemed a little ridiculous, but what are you going to do? And then I noticed also, as I got on in the episodes, that the character of Khalil, I believe, has been featured quite a bit. And I know that several months ago or so, they were looking to hopefully do a spin-off with his character that never got picked up. But you can tell they were really pressuring for that. They gave him a whole episode. Kind of like back with Arrow, they were going to do a spin-off of Oliver's daughter and the Canaries, like Green Arrow and I think the Canaries is what it was going to be called. And they had a whole episode that kind of would set up the spin-off and give you an idea of what it's all about. It didn't get picked up. From what I hear, this spin-off did not get picked up either, but I'm almost done with Black Lightning. To say it's been enjoyable, yes. Like I said, it's a CW show. It has its ups and downs. I'll finish it off and be done with it and say that, it's been a decent show. I think it's got some really good high points. Anyway, if you guys have finished Black Lightning, let me know what you think, because I should be done with it within the next day or so. Okay, so as far as my topics, like I said, I usually like to do about 3 topics, keep it somewhat brief, but there's kind of 4 here that I want to talk about, except for this first one, I'm not going to talk a lot about, nor probably the second one. My next 2, the last 2, I'll probably talk more in depth, but the first 2 are just kind of new trailers we got. We did get a new trailer for this Suicide Squad. James Gunn's directing it, of course. Warner Brothers, DCU. Harley Quinn's back, played by Margot Robbie. We got Rick Flag, played by Joel Kinnaman. Several other people are in there as well. And we got a new trailer for it. Now, this is the one. It comes out August 6th. And, of course, as far as Warner Brothers goes, they're doing their whole day and date where they release it on HBO Max and they also release it in theaters. Now, the last couple they've done, I have just watched straight on HBO Max. But this is one I'm going to check out in theaters. I will definitely check out in theaters to support this film, to support James Gunn. Plus, I think this one looks just batshit crazy. And I think seeing it on the big screen is going to be the best way to do it. Now, this trailer does focus more on Idris Elba. There, I got it right. Idris Elba's character, Bloodsport. Now, when a casual viewer watches this trailer or any other trailers or even just sees that Idris Elba is in a new Suicide Squad movie, a lot of people are going to presume that he's kind of just a replacement for the Will Smith character Deadshot from the previous Suicide Squad film, which, would seem kind of correct, I think. Just looking roughly at it, I can see how that would kind of go that way. But like I said, this is James Gunn completely in control of this film versus the other one was David Ayer, who's a fine director, good filmmaker, I think, who lost control of the film due to studio interference. But I'm not going to go into that too much. I think we're going to get a different kind of Suicide Squad than we did in that previous film. We still got Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, and like I said, Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, and a few other people in there, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. So it's still within the same universe, but I think, given the reception of the previous Suicide Squad film, I think we can, look forward to a film that doesn't rely on you seeing the first film to understand this film. And that's fine by me because I thought that first Suicide Squad film was a mess. But in this trailer, like I said, we get more of Bloodsport. We get more about exactly what they're doing as far as Starro. I do enjoy, of course, the joke there by John Cena, a.k.a. Peacemaker. Starfish is slang for butthole. It's classic James Gunn, and I think I'm just going to laugh this entire film is what's going to happen. But if you guys have seen the new Suicide Squad trailer, fire back, of course. Let me know what you think about it. Are you planning on seeing theaters or HBO Max? Let me know. And then the other new trailer that we got, Marvel and Disney decided to premiere a new Shang-Chi, I cannot speak today, Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings trailer during the NBA Finals. I believe it was Thursday night is when they aired it because it popped up immediately afterwards online. So this film comes out September 3rd, I believe is what it is, September 3rd. Yeah, and of course, set in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I said, this one I think it's going to be interesting. This trailer really didn't give me anything extra that the first trailer already gave me as far as story points. We have this character, Shang-Chi. He was raised by his father to be this like kind of ultimate warrior and probably take over the 10 rings or the group, the organization. When he got older, kind of went against that, and then his father's calling him back home. All those kind of story points I got from the original trailer, so I didn't get anything really new. The only thing really new that I got from this trailer was that there are actual 10 rings. Like, there are rings that his father wields that are 10 of them, and that's, part of his power, part of his leader, and I understand all that. So, like I said, plot-wise, I didn't get anything extra. However, there has been quite a buzz with this trailer because of some of the other things we see. We see a large dragon in the water with Shang-Chi. Some people are presuming, I swear to God, I can talk today, guys. I just have to enunciate is my problem. Presuming that it is Fin Fang Foom, which is a famous Marvel character. Other people think it's not. They think it's some other dragon type character. Again, I'm not a big Shang-Chi guy. I know very little about Shang-Chi. Ask me more about Iron Fist. I'm more Iron Fist kind of martial arts stuff, but not Shang-Chi. So I don't know who that is, and honestly, nor do I care. I'll find out when I see the movie, along with every other person who doesn't know a damn thing about Shang-Chi. But the other thing that people have been talking about, probably the main thing that people have been talking about in this trailer is it looks like we have some kind of cage match going on, and it looks like we have the Abomination in there. Now, we have not seen the Abomination, the character, since 2008's The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. And that's, the second MCU film that was ever released, even. We've got, so many since then. We've had, different references to Abomination, and Blonsky, I think, is his actual character name, is on there. That's, it was interesting. And we know that the character of Abomination is going to be in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series too. So why is he popping up here? I don't know. And then everyone's assuming he's fighting someone that has magic powers. We know that much. You can see that from the trailer. He's fighting someone, in the kind of the Doctor Strange world, you would say. And some people are thinking that it's Wong. Wong from Doctor Strange, his sidekick or partner, however you want to put it. But what are those two doing, fighting in kind of like a cage match area? You can't really get a good enough shot to say if it's Wong or not. It looks like him. I wouldn't be surprised if it is him, but why he's duking out with Abomination like he is in the trailer, I don't know. But I like how they're doing, again, some of the connectivity. The trailer didn't get me any more hyped for the film, which is what a trailer really should do. It didn't give me any more information about the story, I think. Although I did enjoy that one line where he talked about how I told my men they wouldn't be able to kill you, and I was glad I was right, or I was proven right, or whatever. That was a good line too, of course. But anyway, have you checked out the newest Shang-Chi trailer? Let me know what you think. Do you think it's Wong in there? I mean, like I said, I don't know if it is Wong. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but let me know what you think and maybe what the hell Abomination is doing in this film, because he's going to be coming up in She-Hulk pretty damn soon. All right, guys, moving on to the next subject. So, a few days ago, our Lord and Savior, Tom Welling, and got the Smallville fans a-buzzin'. Now, he's just in a kind of a casual little area, just kind of talking or whatever, but he said, quote, Michael Rosenbaum and I are actually working on an animated series to bring those characters back to life and use as many of the original cast members as possible. Don't tell anyone, though. It's a secret. We're still working on it. Obviously, being a little bit precocious there, saying don't tell anybody, it's a secret, when you're posting it on social media. Okay, so cards on the table here. I am a pretty big fan of the show Smallville. I was there when episode 1 premiered in October, I think it was, of 2001, and I was there at the series finale in 2011. 11, all 10 seasons. Wasn't a huge fan of the last couple seasons when Michael Rosenbaum left the show. Yeah, season 8 was definitely my least favorite. When I rewatched the series, I usually just rewatch the first 7 seasons. The other seasons I have only seen maybe once or twice or so. That's about it. But I really enjoy the series of Smallville. Really enjoyed all the cast members and stuff like that. After the show ended, there was a comic book series, called Smallville Season 11. And it took place right after, kind of what happened at the end of the series, which is Clark Kent finally becomes Superman. And you bring in other characters in the DCU that you didn't get to put in Smallville, like Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern showed up. And it was actually a pretty decent series. I don't think I've read all of it, but I've read most of it. I think there's like 7 or 8 volumes of this Smallville Season 11. If you take, say, an animated series off of that, I think that could be cool. People have been wanting them to do something Smallville-ish ever since the show ended. Him and Michael Rosenbaum are still good friends. They still talk. I listened to Michael Rosenbaum's podcast he has. What is it? Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. He often has a lot of the Smallville cast on. Tom Welling's been on several times. Kirsten Curick. Laura Vandervoot, is that her name? The girl played Supergirl. She was on the latest episode. John Glover, who played Lionel, was on there. They're still all in contact with each other. Now, if you were to lay some kind of animated series down, would it be post season 10? Or would you go back and do, more of those high school days? I don't know. I'd rather see something post season 10, to be honest. I'm a fan of Smallville, so anything, I'm always cheering for Tom Welling. I'm cheering for Michael Rosenbaum. But it's one of those things where, the show's coming up on its 20th anniversary. It's been off the air for 10 years now. It's one of those, what I want to say, almost like, I don't want to say desperate pleas to, regain what made them famous, perhaps. But it all depends on what it is, I mean, it's all about the quality. You can come up with the best story in the world, but if you don't execute it properly, it just doesn't work. And it's one of those situations where Smallville is a brand name. You got lots of Smallville fans out there. So if you're gonna try to bring something back with that name, I just want to make sure it's something of quality and it's something that we fans can latch on to and, love as much, not as much as we love the original series, but something that is worthy of our attention, of our time. And I hope that's kind of what it is. You guys fire back. Let me know what you think. Of course, this is some kind of Smallville animated thing. It might not even come up. Like I said, they're working on it, but they might not get anywhere with it. But would you guys want to see some kind of Smallville post-animation thing come up? Do you want it set after the series, somewhere during the series? And of course, the original cast coming back, they all still talk. I know they go to all the conventions together. Like, I went when Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling came here. They had a whole Smallville. I think Erica Durance came, John Glover, Laura Vandervoot, I think, was with them. They came to Austin. And I didn't go to the actual Comic-Con so I could see them in panel, but I did pay for what's called Smallville Nights, which is a thing that Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum do, and you act out scenes from Smallville with them kind of coaching you. It was a blast, guys. If you ever get a chance where you could do the Smallville Nights with the two of them, highly recommend it. It was so much fun. I got to I went and just to veer off a little bit here before I close on the subject. Went and I dressed as Clark Kent. I had dark navy coat, red plaid shirt, jeans, and kind of work boots. So I was looking like Clark Kent from Smallville. And, they said, okay, who wants to come read lines? Who wants to volunteer? And I was, the first one with my hand up. And Michael Rosenbaum points to me. And he's like, oh, this guy looks like he wants to be Lex, of course. So I got to read the Lex part of it. And he actually put a bald cap on my head. It was so much fun, guys. If you ever do Smallville nights or you have the opportunity to do Smallville nights, come close to you. I highly recommend it. It's super cool. And you get like pages of the script and they sign them afterwards. It was a great opportunity. So anyway, Smallville fans, what do you think about this? Fire back, let me know. All right, guys, and our final topic for today might be more than meets the eye. See what I did there? All right, it was announced this week that a new Transformers film is on the way. We kind of figured that, obviously. The Transformers franchise in film have been highly lucrative. That first Transformers movie, I really enjoyed. I grew up on Transformers, 80s child that I was. I enjoyed Transformers. Wasn't one of my favorites, maybe one of my top 10. Definitely one of my top 15 animated series. My brother, I think, was more into Transformers than I was, to be honest. He had more of the toys and stuff like that. My real jam was the 86 Transformers film. Loved it. Loved the music. Loved the animation. My number one Transformers Hot Rod. Great film. Totally awesome. And then you had the live action one that came out in, I believe, 2007 with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. I enjoyed that film. I think everyone really enjoyed that film and was surprised about what that film was, which is why it was so successful. Went on to do the second one. That was a piece of crap. Dark of the Moon, which is the third one, I kind of enjoyed. The other two post that, they've been 5 now? Live action? 2 out of 5 for me. The Mark Wahlberg ones I have not enjoyed at all. No thank you. And have left a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, wait, no, there's a 6th one. There's Bumblebee. That's right. Because the last one they did was Bumblebee with Haley Steinfeld. And I enjoyed that one too. So there you go. 3 out of 6. Half of the live-action Transformers films I have enjoyed. We got another one coming. Transformers Rise of the Beast is going to be the next one coming in 2022. It's like a year away, I think, is what the release is supposed to be, which is very interesting because we have heard nothing about production. This is a film like this is something that needs a lot of time, a lot of special effects, and I think we've all heard bupkis on what exactly they're coming up with. Now, it's going to be directed by Stephen Capel Jr. I think that's how you say his name. What I most know him for myself is he directed Creed 2. Not bad, not as good as Creed 1, but I definitely enjoyed it. I remember cheering when I was watching that movie. Totally cool. So, yes, the director, pretty good. I'll give him that. Now, this one, the premise is, quote, returning to the action and spectacle that first captured moviegoers around the world 14 years ago with the original Transformers, Transformers Rise of the Beast will take audiences on a 90s globe-trotting adventure and introduce the Maximals, Predacons, and Terracons to the existing battle on Earth between Autobots and Decepticons. So when they say that, basically what they're saying is they're bringing in Beast Wars. No, Beast Wars, after my time. I'm more original Autobots, original Transformers. That's more my jam. Beast Wars, I think, was more 90s, where instead of transforming into vehicles, they transformed into animals. Like it was Optimus Primal, I think was the main good guy who transformed into a gorilla, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I could ask my my brother-in-law, Eric. I think he was into kind of the whole Beast Wars thing. Not my jam, really. So I'm not really big on the idea of bringing in the Beast because I don't know about them. Not to say that there's not probably some good stories behind them, but to me, they haven't proven yet they can do the original characters great. You made one good film, maybe two. I don't know. I think they haven't exhausted the resources yet, like they said they have, of the original source material. Bumblebee, like I said, I enjoyed quite a bit, and it's mainly because of who directed it, Travis Knight. Now, when his name was said, Travis Knight, to direct Bumblebee, I was on board because he did Kubo and the Two Strings, an animated movie which I loved and thought should have won Best Animated Movie that year. It was up for the Oscar, it didn't win, it lost to, I think, some kind of Disney movie, but I thought that was the better one of the year. But anyway, I had faith in Bumblebee because of who the director was and the fact that it was such a simple story, going back to the root, the original Transformers film about a kid and their car. You know, the first one was Sam and his car, Bumblebee. Bumblebee was a very simple story about Haley Steinfeld's character, Charlie, and her car. Very simple, very, compact. It was very personal. And that's what I think was missing a lot from some of those later Transformer films, was focusing, on the more character depth and character development. This one, like I said, the director for this one, Steve Caple Jr., I think, Creed 2 was a fine film. There was one point in that film where it was about they were testing his child to see if his child was going to be deaf or not. That was a great, great scene, very emotional. Give me something like that in this film, of that much emotion, and I think we got something here. So, director, I'm on board for. The story, I don't know. I don't trust them. What we've gotten in the last couple Transformers movies, minus Bumblebee, I just don't trust that it's going to come out okay. Cast-wise, of course, you have Peter Cullen coming back as Optimus Prime. The guy who starred in Into the Heights, the newest musical that's out, Anthony Ramos, he's going to be in this one too. So I don't know if he's going to be the star. I think he will be. Again, we'll see. Give me a simple story about a man in his car, a boy in his car. We might have something. I don't know. But I'm hesitant, but hopeful, but not really excited because, again, it's based off something I'm not too familiar with, which looks like the Beast Wars mythology. But hey, just like every other person who knows nothing about Beast Wars and the Transformers mythology within it, I could be sold. Just give me something good, guys. But what do you think? Do you know the Beast Wars mythology within Transformers? Does this get you excited? Are you more hesitant? Do you just completely give up on the Transformers franchise? Fire back. Let me know. Facebook, Twitter account, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. That is it for me today, guys. I swear, one of these days, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get this whole English language thing. I swear I'm going to get it, guys. But that is going to be it for me today, guys. Of course, Fireback, Facebook group, Twitter account, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. And you can find me personally, SlimDayspring12, on Twitter and Instagram. That's it. Go out, enjoy your week, enjoy your lives. Until next time, may the Force be with us all.